I'm back. Hi there. I missed you a lot. Yes, I had more time to get my stuff done, but I missed you and I missed this. So, welcome back to Quest for You. And to hopefully a lot of fresh new content that you enjoy and that will help you on your journey to your best self. And I missed being on this journey with you every day, creating helpful content and making a difference, adding value. I know repeat episodes will be necessary from time to time, so that I can give myself a break, but hopefully not so often. So here I am, back right before Thanksgiving. I love the holiday season for selfish reasons. More time to get things done, peace and quiet, there are fewer people out on the streets, and of course, there's no work. But as we are approaching the end of the year, I'm also reflecting on this year, partially with a heavy heart. A lot has happened. I feel people have been in the streets more than ever, standing up for their values. And this is good, but this is also a sign that people are no longer happy with what is, and want more. And then there are the recent tragic events that seem to occur more frequently now. So much happened lately that has kept us up, worried, concerned for others, reaching out to friends and family to make sure they are okay. I've done this more in the past few weeks than ever before. I have a dear friend in Mexico City where the earthquake struck. I have friends in Miami where there was a hurricane. I have also very close friends in Houston that were affected by the flood. And I live an hour away from the harsh Napa fires that we had here. And in my thoughts, I was with everyone in Manhattan, San Antonio, Puerto Rico, and so many other places of unrest and tragic. The natural disasters, the shootings, the killings, and all these other tragedies that make us wonder what is going on in this world, what is happening to us as people, and why. And then, I don't know about you, but I always feel so helpless. Most of us cannot leave our life to help out in other areas. Those that do, I deeply admire for their courage, and I do feel inspired by it. Many of us send money or other forms of donations, but deep inside, we carry a sense of helplessness, wishing there was more we could do. We want to offer encouraging words to those around us, our families and our children, but when the conversations come up, we don't really know what to say. So I want to offer up my perspective to you today. It's a humble one, nothing grandiose, because I feel helpless myself, and I certainly cannot offer much. But I want to share with you something that I feel we all can do, including myself. And I want to call it compassionate presence. Let's be honest, relentless optimism doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, and most people I know and talk to about. It doesn't work for them. Just hear people say, I'm trying to be positive, and you know they're hurting just by saying that. Trying to be positive to me is a cry for more information, help, a solution, an outlet, an answer. And then there's hope, and yes, we can always hope for better too, but what about those feelings inside? They're authentic and real. So trying to be optimistic and hope for the better is pushing those feelings aside. It's deeming them invalid, unreal, and somehow not appropriate. We need compassionate presence. What does that mean? You see, we are focused too much on change. We want to change the situation we're dealing with. We want to change the people that are making the wrong decisions. And we want to change ourselves. And the inability to ignite such change causes these feelings of helplessness and frustration that I mentioned earlier. It's important to realize that we don't always have to change the situation. Being with the situation, witnessing it, and standing in presence, that is compassionate presence. To me, being compassionate feels very active. Yes, I'm not doing anything with my hands, but I'm here. I'm tuned in, alert, and I feel with my heart. I'm looking the situation, the pain, the disaster right in the eye. This then allows for the situation to unfold and for me to explore all the aspects of it with clarity. My contemplation becomes my action. I like the word vigil. It means to keep watch when others aren't. I recall the time that led up to the fall of the wall and the reunification of Germany. People all over East Germany met for vigil. They met in churches mostly, sitting together and watching over change. Compassionate presence. Yes, sometimes there were demonstrations, but more often people just united to express their readiness for change without actually doing something overt or violent. Compassionate presence is being a witness for the possibility of a better world. It's extending loving kindness towards the situation and the people involved. It's listening and receiving what is in silence. And it's gently befriending yourself and accepting your feelings. There is a lot of action in this. This requires focus and presence. This requires more than just watching and reading the same news over and over again, or talking with your friends about how dire the situation is. It requires hard work, the work of turning inward that most of us shy away from. Compassion, empathy, and mindfulness are the skills that we need to nurture again. And by doing so within ourselves, several things happen. Confidence about the possibility for change grows within us. Without the need to artificially produce positive feelings, a level of optimism arises by itself from just being present with the circumstances. And this confidence then gives rise to strength and energy, and those feelings lead to insight and motivation. And this may result in wiser words, more thoughtful actions, and ultimately the change we thought we could not accomplish. And most importantly, it's contagious. Others observe our spirit and are inspired themselves. We set an example and we make a difference. If you've been in the hospital before, maybe you've had the fortune to meet a nurse or a doctor who exemplified this amazing skill that we all need to work on more. Maybe it was the way this person spoke to you, their choice of words, the way this person looked at you or touched you. And all of it just made you feel so warm and welcome despite the misery you were experiencing. You see, people like that, they are present with their entire being. You feel like the most important person in their life at that moment. So my question is this: can we extend compassionate presence more? Instead of feeling guilty or ignoring the situation, can we stand with it, show our support from within, with our spirit and our being? And as a last thought, keep this in mind. Sometimes the most decisive action is letting go and letting things unfold. We can't control everything, but we can be present with it. We can nurture the strength of our heart to remain present, particularly in the most difficult times. And this then helps build a sense of connectedness with ourselves and with the others around us that are most effective. And I'm ending with a quote from the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu, which is beautiful. Simplicity, patience, compassion. These three are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and thoughts, you return to the source of being. Patient with both friends and enemies, you accord with the way things are. Compassionate toward yourself, you reconcile all beings in the world. And with that, I'm sending you off into a beautiful day, hopefully. Make the best of it, and again, I'm super happy and excited to be back with you, and hopefully you with me as well. Wishing you an awesome day. Much love.